Good afternoon, students. Today we are going to learn about isocost curves. So this is the second part of our isoquant and isocost theory. Here, to understand, first we talked about the production aspect given the inputs of labor and capital, which could produce different levels of output given different combinations of those two inputs. Now, given the budget of the producer, how much can the producer afford to buy any particular combination of these two inputs? So how much he buy of capital and labor in different quantities? Okay, so we'll take a look at this. So this is represented by a isocost curve. Each isocost curve represents the various combinations of two factors of production, here labor and capital, which a producer can buy from the market given his budget and the prices of those two inputs. The combination of which he will be able to buy will depend on the prices, because that will decide how many units he can buy, and his financial budget, because that is the limit. The budget sets the limit of how much he can purchase. Now, higher the budget, higher will be the asset cost line, because you can purchase more units with the same amount of money. Lower the budget, lower will be the ISO cost line, because you can afford less in that case. So if the market price of labor is say rupees 10 and price of capital is rupees 5, and let's take three different budgets. First we'll take 200 rupees, then 300 rupees and 400 rupees. In that case, we can construct three different ISO cost lines in the graph using the formula. So first, with a budget of 200, here we have constructed a ISO cost line, the ISO cost curve graph, where you can see he can purchase 0 of labor and 40 of capital. So let's take a look. Now the formula for the budget will be 10, because the price of labor is 10 into the units of labor which he purchases, plus 5 into the units of capital he purchases, which should be equal to the budget of the producer. Okay, so now given this formula, given within his budget how much he can produce will be decided by 10 multiplied by L plus 5 multiplied by K. Now let's take a look. Suppose his budget is 200. As you can clearly see, he can buy 40 units of capital and 0 of labor, because 40 into 5 is 200. He will completely finish his budget. Or he can buy 30 units of capital. 30 into 5, 150. The 50 rupees which he remains, he can hire 5 workers. If he purchases 20 units of capital, he will be spending 100 rupees. So 100 rupees remain out of his budget. Now that 100 rupees he can hire 10 workers, because the wage rate is 10. So like that we can construct the various combinations which the producer can afford given the budget and prices. Now the same thing when we draw a isocost curve for a budget of 300. Okay. So here you can see when he hires 60 units of capital, he can spend all of his 300 rupees on just capital and use 0 of labor. Or he can keep on increasing the labor he uses and decreasing the amount of capital he uses depending on the budget. Lastly, 400 rupees is the budget. You can see again various combinations of labor and capital which the producer can buy and use for production. So as you can see, the 200 rupees budget line or ISO cost line is lowest. The 300 rupees is little higher, because you can buy more with the budget, and the 400 rupees ISO cost curve is the highest, because you can purchase significantly more given your budget and the prices.